In 1969, Mr. Kirk broke from the party, and the following year testified before the House and Senate Internal Security Committees. Here is what Mr. Kirk has told us. Young people have no conception of the conspiracy's strategy of pressure from above and pressure from below. They have no idea that they're playing into the hands of the establishment they claim to hate. The radicals think they're fighting the forces of the super-rich, like Rockefeller and Ford, and don't realize that it is precisely such forces which are behind their own revolution, financing it and using it for their own purposes. The radicals think they're fighting the forces of the super-rich, like Rockefeller and Ford, and don't realize that it is precisely such forces which are behind their own revolution, financing it and using it for their own purposes. Former communist Jerry Kirk answers, "The idea is to create a situation where the people are so frightened of the violence all around them that they will throw their hands up in the air and demand, 'Federal government, do something.' And the only choice open will be martial law. The communists, black militants, and revolutionaries will never succeed in overthrowing the government of the United States. But unless they are stopped, they will scare the American people into accepting socialism from Washington and statist rule by the insiders of the establishment. This is what it is really all about."
All right, so let me explain what I believe is happening and why they want you in a civil war. So in the next couple weeks, these are being planned right now, very well funded, very well organized. At a city near you, we're going to have a riot. It's not just protests, full-on riots. And if you watch this video, what's happening? Why aren't the police doing anything? Why aren't they stopping and arresting these people? Well, most of these agencies where these riots are happening are liberal-led agencies. They are, in my belief, telling them to stand down. Why? Why are they dropping off bricks? Everywhere across America, they're dropping off these pallets of bricks. Why? Because they want to get violent and the police won't do anything. So then what? Patriots like you and I, it'll make us want to go in and fight. Don't do it. It is a trap. They're trying to suck us in.
Here are the facts. Protests, even peaceful ones, can be very dangerous things. A large group of agitated people can be a lot like a can of gas waiting for a match. Once the mob mentality takes over, a protest can easily sour, turning into a riot or an all-out battle between civilians and authorities. And it isn't always so simple. Consider the 2007 union protest in Quebec. Peaceful protesters from the Communications, Energy and Paper Workers Union of Canada found 3 aggressive, masked strangers in their midst. Protest leader David Coles told the men they were violent and not welcome. With uniformed police standing nearby, Coles accused these masked men of stirring up trouble in hopes of starting a riot and giving the police an excuse to crack down. He called these men agent provocateurs, meaning they were working for the police to turn the protest violent. Why would police want to endanger the people they swore to protect? And would they really do this?
All right. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Sincere shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. We're going to title this lesson, "Our People Are Being Led to the Slaughter with These ICE Protests." Okay. Now, what you just watched was a compilation of a few clips that I put together, right, proving that the U.S. government, the secret societies, all right, the elite banking families of this world, okay, proving that they fund a lot of these revolutionary events, a lot of these protests, okay, a lot of these devils are behind this shit. All right. You know, paying off agent provocateurs, you know, putting suspicious items in the midst of the protests so that way people can grab weapons. You know, like they'll put some weapons just out there in the open, right? Because they know people are going to start rioting. So people are going to start grabbing those weapons so they could protest, you know, with those weapons and riot, right? A lot of these, you know, officers, okay, and a lot of the law enforcement is being told to stand down, right? Because, you know, on one hand, out there in Los Angeles, and just for clarification, I'm talking about, you know, the protests out there in Los Angeles, all right? You know, that's ultimately the premise of this lesson, if I didn't mention that. But, you know, out there in Los Angeles, you got Gavin Newsom. You know, he's trying to play the part of him not being involved in the National Guard and, you know, the military mobilizing out there in Los Angeles to stop the rioters, right? He's acting like he's innocent and, you know, he doesn't have any participation in it, right? He's blaming it all on Donald Trump. You know, apparently he sued Donald Trump, right, for sending the National Guard out there. You see? But you got to understand, okay, Gavin Newsom, all right, he's just another player in the game, okay? And this is the classic move of, you know, opposition. You know what I mean? Basically, you know, in the political world, they'll play it off like one person is concerned about the people, and then the other person is the villain that's trying to be a tyrannical ruler over the people, right? Same little beef with the Democrats and Republicans, right? They've, you know, these devils have been running this strategy, okay, ever since they came into power, all right? Even back in the Roman Empire, they ran this same strategy, right, with the plebeians and the patricians, okay? Do some history on that. But really, they're all working for the same beast, okay? Don't get it confused and think that Gavin Newsom is actually concerned for the people, all right? He's working for the beast, man, all right? It's just that, you know, they got to give the people, make the people feel like somebody's on their side. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all a part of the delusion machine, okay? To fuel Jake even more, all right? But, you know, let's get back to the topic at hand, all right? Our people are being led to the slaughter with these ICE protests, okay, out there in Los Angeles, all right? Because Jake is out there rioting because ICE, all right, has touched down in Los Angeles, all right, and they're you already know how ICE is getting down. You know, we see it all over the internet. You know, they're doing raids. You know, they're coming, knocking on people's doors at wee hours of the night. You know, grabbing illegal immigrants out of their homes. Okay. You know, not showing no mercy. All right. And this ain't nothing but Revelation 12:12. Okay. The devil is coming down with great wrath because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right. And Esau, he's going after the northern kingdom first. Okay. He's going after the Northern Kingdom first because, you know, I guess he feels that the Northern Kingdom is more expendable, you know, being the fact that a lot of these Northern Kingdom, you know, they're what Esau would call illegal immigrants. So, you know, they're the first easy targets. All right. After Esau, he accomplishes his goal with the Northern Kingdom, he's going to come after the Southern Kingdom. OK, dealing with you Negroes. All right. They're going to pass another legislation. All right. Deeming you Negroes, you blacks, as a threat to society, just like how they're doing with the Hispanics. You see? And Jake is out there rioting, fighting back against the police. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that they're getting some sort of victory. But, you know, the compilation videos that you just watched, it proves that, you know, this is all a part of Esau's design. OK, Esau is funding a lot of these protests, man. All right. Setting up agent provocateurs. OK. All right. An agent provocateur is somebody that causes mayhem on purpose. Right. And usually the motherfuckers, they be in the crowd with masks. Right. You know, to where you can't see their face, you can't identify them, but they in the crowd causing mayhem. They breaking windows. They starting off the riots. All right. And then once the riot kick off, they fade off into the background. Right. And them agent provocateurs, they work for the law enforcement. You see, they're being paid to start these riots. OK. Right. Because let me see. Right. No, that's not the one I want. All right. I think this video right here, was it this one? Yeah, it was this one that was talking about how pretty much, you know, Esau's plan, OK, is to bring people into a chaotic state. Right. A state of uncertainty. That's what the, you know, the whole ICE is about. OK, a lot of people are afraid of that, man. All right. Because people are afraid that their families are going to get deported. People are afraid that they're going to get deported. OK. And like I said, these devils are not showing any mercy with that. So Jake is walking on eggshells, man. All right. But in this video right here, it tells you how, you know, this was all set up by design so that way they could bring in martial law. You see, let me show you something. OK, this is ABC. What is this? ABC News. Right. And it's giving live updates right now. OK, but it says 4th day of ICE protests, 700 Marines, 2,000 more National Guard troops deployed. All right. They now have a valid reason to move in with a you know, a high military presence upon the people. And that was these devils' plan from the very beginning. OK, you see, cause a problem, get the people to react. Once the people react with frustration, OK, now we're justified in moving in the military. OK, which is ultimately, you know, a form of martial law. All right. 2,000 National Guard troops. This is like a soft martial law. OK. Marines touching down out there. All right. This is a soft form of martial law right here. OK. And this was Esau's plan from the very beginning. All right. And our people, you know, they so caught up in the flesh. You know, they're so carnal. OK, they don't even see that the devil is scheming on them. You know what I mean? Jake is out there rioting, thinking that they fighting for something. First and foremost, OK, You niggas are completely wicked. Okay, you Latinos, all right, you niggas are completely wicked. All right, all of the evil shit that y'all niggas be doing. All right, and I know, man, I live in Southern California, about 20 minutes away from Los Angeles. All day, every day, I see nothing but Latinos out here. Okay, and let me tell you something about these Latinos. All right, the Latinos that are in the world, they are some of the most wicked, vile motherfuckers, man. All right, straight up. All the women are whores. All the men are goons and YNs. Okay, demons. All right. And now that the devil is coming down with them with great wrath, okay, now you got these Latinos trying to act like they want to stand up for something, right? But just a year ago, you Hispanics, okay, you was praying to Guadalupe and doing all manners of wickedness, man. All right. So, you know, this is your karma, man. This is your karma for disobeying Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. There's actually a GMS Spanish camp out here. OK, a GMS Spanish camp. Brother's been holding it down for years out here, man. All right. Preaching the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. OK, so a lot of you Latinos, man, you don't have no excuse. OK, you don't have an excuse. The Lord set up prophets in Southern California that speak your language, that speak Spanish, that come from the same background as you. And you niggas is still disobedient. Right. So me personally, I don't have no fucking mercy. OK, for you Latinos, man. I don't have no sympathy that the devil is, running up in you niggas' houses, grabbing y'all up. We told y'all this was going to happen, man. OK. But you niggas mocked us. You called us crazy. Yeah, the Latinos too, man. It ain't just the Negroes that scoff against us. It's these fucking Hispanics, man. Okay? It ain't just the Negroes that's been scoffing against us. It's the fucking Hispanics too, man. You see? So this is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, bringing that judgment upon the Northern Kingdom, man. All right? And it's only going to intensify, man. Okay? It's only going to intensify from this point. Okay? All right? Because these devils, Donald Trump, he's not the slow down type of nigga. Okay? Maybe with Joe Biden, all right? Joe Biden was like he'll throw a little jab out there, and then when people get frustrated, calm it down. That's usually how the Democrats are. The Democrats are, they act like they're more for the people. So when people start to get frustrated, the Democrats, they compromise quick. All right. But Donald Trump is, he's a red-blooded American. That's what's showing on the surface. And he's on a relentless mission to make America great again, as he says. But we know that it's a more sinister agenda behind it, right? But I'm saying that to say that Donald Trump and everybody that's working with him, they're not going to slow down, man. So this is only going to intensify, man. Okay? This is only going to intensify. Let's read a little bit about this. It says tensions remain high in downtown Los Angeles for a fourth straight day as protests against immigration and customs enforcement gripped the city, with demonstrators clashing with law enforcement and setting vehicles on fire downtown. Okay. And, I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the videos of what's going on out there in downtown LA. Okay. You got Jake out there wilding. And you remember earlier in the year, Jake was wilding for the same shit. You see? Earlier in the year, Jake was out there in LA stopping traffic, what I'm saying? Blocking the freeways because of ICE. You see? And Jake was doing that when ICE wasn't even out there yet. But you see, the devil has made a full circle. He full circle back on them niggas, man. All right. Now he's out there. OK, he means business. All right. And Jake is going to rebel. Jake is going to fight back. But, you know, eventually Esau, he going to spill blood. OK, eventually Esau going to spill blood. All right. And you know, and as soon as Jake decides that he's going to spill blood, okay, you know, from that point forward, it's only going to get worse, okay, because Donald Trump just announced, was it today? He just announced that anybody that kills a police officer will get the death penalty. You see how they set that up? You know, you see how they ironically set all of this up right in the nick of time, right when the riots in LA started. You see? So Jake is out there in a quagmire, man. Okay? Because the devil is plotting on him. All right? This is why you Israelites were supposed to repent, man. Okay? You were supposed to repent and come back to the Lord. Okay? So that way you could see the scheme behind the curtain. Like the scriptures say, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. And that word device, when you go into the definition of it, it means agenda. All right. The true believers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are not going to be ignorant of Satan's agenda. Okay. Hence why I showed these videos right here, man. This is Esau's agenda right here, man. Okay. Telling you, all right, what he has planned. Okay. And this video right here, okay, you know, this pretty much tells you Esau's plan since the early 1900s. Okay. The operation that Esau wants to run. Okay. So that way he can enforce martial law, because from martial law, the ultimate goal is going to be achieved out of that, which is the MOTB, the mark of the BEAST. Once they, you know, lock this country down with martial law, okay, at that point, you know, they could just enforce anything on the people, because martial law is basically stripping the average citizen of their rights. And now the government decides, okay, the government has full totalitarian rule over what happens. All right. You know, it ain't going to be no more. Let's vote this into Congress. Let's see if we can get this bill passed. No. When martial law is enforced, the president, he could do whatever the fuck he want. He could say whatever the fuck he want. OK, he could pass a new law on the fly if he wants to. And that's their plan. But they need justifiable cause. And Jake out there rioting, OK, is the justifiable cause, man. All right. It says on Monday, hundreds, if not thousands of people gathered for a rally at Gloria Molina Grand Park in downtown Los Angeles, where civil rights and labor leaders demanded the release of union leader David Huerta from federal detention after he was arrested during an immigration enforcement action on Friday. All right. He was later released on a $50,000 bond. Let's get down to the juicy stuff. All right. Let's jump down here. Okay. LA Mayor Trump stopped the raids. So I told you, this nigga Newsom, he's acting like he's on the people's side. Okay. But really, he's a devil, because remember, out here in the Los Angeles area, the Palisades fire that just happened. People see all of these distractions and enchantments. People forget that, you know, there was just a major enchantment that just happened a few months ago, man. The Palisades fire, man. All of them houses that went up in smoke, you see? And where was Gavin Newsom then? You still got people that are suffering from, those fires, okay, which those fires was set up by the U.S. government, okay? That was another sneaky, crafty plan, okay? Supposedly, they want to build a railroad through that route, right? Where all them fires, where all them houses burnt up, they want to build a railroad right there. And, probably something else, probably some FEMA camps. Who knows, man? Okay? But what I'm saying is that Governor Gavin Newsom, okay, he acts like he give a fuck about you tribes, but he don't. He's another player on the board, man. Okay? LAPD chief says Marines being deployed risk confusion. Okay? So the Marines have been deployed. All right? Angelenos are living in fear and terror amid ICE raids. Yep, the Northern Kingdom is scared out of their mind, man. Okay? It says, I can't emphasize enough the level of fear and terror that is in Angelenos right now, not knowing if tomorrow or tonight it might be where they live, it might be their workplace. Should you send your kids to school? Should you go to work? Bass said. You see? And this is all because of our people's disobedience. Okay? Let me get that real quick in Deuteronomy. All right? Where does it say? I'm going to just put Deuteronomy, right? Fear of thy life. Okay, I know it's in Deuteronomy 28. Okay. But this is what the Lord said, to our people when they start to transgress the law. In the book of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, it tells you how wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. You see? And our people are a big reason for that wickedness that has taken over the earth. Because, yes, Esau he's planted the seed of wickedness because he is the wicked. But who is Esau using? Who is Esau in a partnership with to promote wickedness and make it trendy and sensational? Jake. All right. Jake is getting paid thousands and millions of dollars to be wicked. All right. And corrupt their communities, man. You see? So because our people are wicked, all right, these plagues and these curses and these situations where Jake is now living in fear, not knowing what comes next. Now Jake is in these scenarios, not knowing what the fuck to do. Hey, this is what happens, man, when you forsake Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Like the scriptures say, it is an evil and bitter thing that you have forsaken the Lord your God, and that my fear is not in thee. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. That's what the scriptures say. All right. Deuteronomy 28:66. It says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Yeah, and that's how the Northern Kingdom is right now with these ICE raids. Okay. And that's of a truth, man, because, hey, like I told you, I'm out here in Southern California, 20 minutes away from LA. All right. And on multiple occasions, okay, I've had Northern Kingdom Hispanics come up to me and, talk to me about ICE and, how they're not sure if they going to get deported. And, I don't know if I'm going to come to work. And so, yeah, Jake is scared, man. This is of a truth. Okay. Because these ICE niggas is crafty, man. Okay. They, apparently these niggas is, they going undercover, following, Hispanics, throughout their daily life, just following them, trailing them. Okay. Waiting for the right time to pounce on them. A lot of these Hispanics out here, man, they might be followed and stalked by an ICE agent that's dressed in normal clothes, waiting for the perfect time to get them. Okay. And that's their life hanging in doubt. Okay. And I talked about in another lesson how Esau, okay, more than likely, all right, he's not going to, you know, maybe he might deport some of you Jakes, right? He might deport some of y'all. Okay. But the majority of y'all, I believe that he's going to stick y'all in detention centers, okay, FEMA camps. And, you know, he gonna pretty much put you tribes through a nightmare, okay? Because once they got you in them FEMA camps, you know, you're pretty much off the books, man. All right, and you can be subject to whatever torture, whatever destructive method that Esau has, man. Okay, that Esau wants to implement on you. You see, that's what I believe a lot of you Jakes are gonna have to deal with. Okay. All right. When you get snatched up by ICE. All right. Is there any more else on this? Okay. Yeah. So pretty much LA right now is a war zone, right? LA is a war zone. Okay. And this is all set up by design. Okay. This is all set up by design by the powers that be, man. All right. This is not a coincidence. Okay. Esau, he's doing these things knowing that our people are going to react a certain way, because Esau, he knows Jake. All right. Especially with that CV-19 situation, that whole CV-19 pandemic, man, that was a test. You know what I mean? That was a beta test. You know, they got a lot of data off of that time period. Okay. They got to see, you know, what Drake was going to react to, what Jake was going to do in a stressful situation. How does Jake handle sudden news? They got all the data on that, man. Okay. So now what do you see? You see the devil. Now he's moving in with his true plan of locking Jake down, okay, and slaughtering Jake. And for those that he wants, that he's going to keep alive, he's going to turn them into machines. All right. He's going to merge them with technology and put the MOTB, the mark of the BEAST, inside of them. That's the ultimate plan of the elite bankers, man. Okay. Of the powers that be. All right. This is Daniel 8:25. It says, and through his policy also. OK. And what does that word policy mean? You see, policy, a course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, party, business, or individual. Pretty much a law. Like you see how Donald Trump is, you know, he's passing these executive orders. You know, this nigga's coming out with a new law every goddamn week now. Last week, it was the travel bans. Today, if anybody kills a police officer, you get the death penalty. The week before that, it was something. The week before that, it was something. You see, this nigga is just coming out with all sorts of different policies, man. Okay. It says, and through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Okay. Craft. All right. Let's get that word craft. What does craft mean? Okay. Skill used in deceiving others. You see that? Skill used in deceiving others. So with these laws, okay, Esau is, you know, pretty much using this shit to deceive our people. All right. You know, to bring about more wickedness. All right. To bring about more totalitarian, tyrannical measures upon the tribes, man. OK. And he's doing it all through the you know, through the swipe of his pen. OK. It says to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And what is the peace that Donald Trump is proposing? Make America great again. See, even though a lot of people are being affected negatively by Donald Trump's, you know, by what he's doing, right? By the, you know, the tariffs and the ICE raids and, you know, just everything he's doing in hindsight, right? you got a lot of people on the other hand that are siding with Donald Trump and like, yeah, you know what? Get them Hispanics out of here. They've been ruining the country. You know, he's cleaning up the economy. That's right. Right. That's the whole make America great again bullshit. OK, that's, you know, he's acting like he's coming with peace. OK, but really, OK, even the ones that believe in him, even all of his supporters and everybody that you know, that sides with him and people that really believe in the U.S. government's plan to, you know, basically save America. OK, the government is going to switch on their ass, too, man. All right. Throw them niggas in FEMA camps. All of you goddamn MAGA hat wearing niggas. All of you Republicans. OK. The government is going to switch on you niggas, man. All right. And you're going to be right there in a fucking detention center with the same Hispanics, Negro, Latinos, Native Americans that you was advocating for them to get the death penalty, or you were advocating for them to get deported. OK, Esau going to switch the tables on them. He going to, you know, you Edomites, man. OK, you Edomites, because you Edomites are the main ones that's thinking that peace is coming to America. All right. But you're going to find yourself. All right. You're going to find yourself with a bullet in your head, man. You're going to find yourself, you know, not being able to eat when the tariffs kick in. And that brings a famine to America. OK. But it's all through the deception of peace. OK. I'm going to save America by doing this. Travel bans. Don't you stupid motherfuckers understand that? OK, Donald Trump, he's saying a travel ban. Right. That you know, people from certain countries can't come here. But all of that's just going to turn into you Americans can't leave out of the country. Travel ban. OK, you got to pay attention to the words that these devils be saying, man. We're going to put in law a travel ban. You see, pretty soon, all of you Americans is you know, you're not going to be able to, you know, leave your fucking city, man. Imagine that. You're not even going to be able to leave your city. OK, because with this whole situation, this is justifying putting military presence all over America. Right. Now the military is going to be all over America setting up checkpoints. All right. Because they don't know who an illegal immigrant is. And, you know, let me see your papers. OK. It's turning into Nazi Germany, man. All right. Slowly but surely, man. If you can see the future of, you know, this devil's agenda, you know, of this whole goddamn ICE raid scheme, this shit is turning into Nazi Germany, man. All right. Because these are the same devils, man. The Nazis, they were Edomites. So these are these same devils shooting their shot once again for world domination, man. It says, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. All right. Talking about how, you know, these devils that, you know, when the Lord come back, they're going to try to, you know, go against the Lord. All right. They're going to try to fight the Lord. All right. And the Lord is getting ready to crash and burn these devils. That's the real end result. OK. Yahweh Shai is getting ready to make his return. But before the Lord makes his return, OK, 2/3 of our people have to feel that whooping stick, man. OK, because they have become consumed with evil, man. All right. World Star Hip Hop is nothing but Israelites being evil. The internet is pretty much nothing but Israelites being fucking evil, man. All right. So our people, they got to get their judgment, man. OK, they got to get their judgment. And the devil, he's going to use, not the devil, Yahweh Shai is going to use the devil, OK, to get the job done. All right. And that's what you see going on right now. Okay. Let's get this next precept right here. Okay. You know, we don't need this one. I was going to get that one, but I think the spirit passed on that one. Salakia. This is Amos 8 and verse 2. It says, and he said, Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a basket of summer fruit. Then said the Lord unto me, the end is come upon my people of Israel. I will not again pass by them anymore. You see, the end is come. All right. And that don't mean that the Lord is getting ready to, exterminate the children of Israel forever. OK. Because the scriptures say all Israel shall be saved. But we know that that's going to be in the kingdom. All right. Only the elect is going to see salvation in this time period. And the rest of our people are going to come back in the kingdom through, through reincarnation. All right. But when it's saying that an end is come upon the people of Israel, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, it means this is the end of your folly. OK, this is the end of you niggas living willy nilly. OK, being degenerates. All right. All of them goddamn demonic stereotypes that you niggas have been, you niggas frame your life around. OK, all of the bullshit. This is the end of it. All right. The Lord is getting ready to bring the judgment upon our people, man. Just like how he brought the judgment upon our people with the Assyrians. You see, before the Lord brought the Assyrians in, the northern kingdom was wicked as hell. They were given unto idols. That's why the scriptures say Ephraim is given unto idols. Leave him alone. Because the northern kingdom was just, they were just, hang on. Goddamn fucking dog. But the northern kingdom was just given unto idols. Fully wicked at that point. 100% wicked. So the Lord had to bring the Assyrians to crash the party. Same with the southern kingdom. And you notice the timeline of it. The Lord got the northern kingdom first. And then after he got the southern kingdom. And then they were oppressed together. So it's the same pattern. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is doing the same thing. He going to get the northern kingdom first. You see, he going to get Judah. He going to get Judah right after, though. You see, so you Negroes, you're not off the hook, man. OK, you're going to find out that this devil. All right. Don't like you niggas either, man. All right. He's just been using you for your talents and your image. OK, but watch, they're going to pass some more executive orders. OK, that's going to target you Negroes, and watch how these Negroes, they're going to be scrambling, looking for everybody to help them. Because these fucking Negroes, these Judites. OK, the tribe of Judah. All right. The southern kingdom, I should say, the southern kingdom can't take no fucking accountability. So when the devil come down upon them, they really not going to understand. All right. But yeah, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he went after the northern kingdom first. Then he got the southern kingdom. OK. The Babylonians crashed the southern kingdom's party. So this is the end of our people's folly. OK, this is where it all comes to an end. All right. And the Lord has given you niggas ample amount of time to wild out and to become absolute degenerates and reprobates and freaks and perverse motherfuckers. OK, but this is it. This is, you've hit the wall now. OK, now the Lord is getting ready to open the suitcase of judgment. OK, on our people that don't want to get right. All right. And you see it happening right in front of us, man. You see it happening right in front of our eyes. OK. Verse 3, it says, "In the songs of the temple shall be howlings in that day, saith the Lord God. There shall be many dead bodies in every place. They shall cast them forth with silence." You see, that's what you can expect pretty soon, man. Many dead bodies, man. All right. A lot of you Israelites is getting ready to perish, man. OK, a lot of y'all is getting ready to perish through, through all of these goddamn bills they got in place. Rex 84, King Alfred's plan. Okay. These are bills that these devils have passed decades ago, man. Okay. For this exact moment right here. Okay. This exact moment right here that we're living in. They're going to start pulling out all of these goddamn bills. Well, remember in the beginning of the year, Donald Trump, he pulled out that, what bill did he pull out? He pulled out a fucking 1700 something bill, right? Pulled out some bill from the 1700s, something about the Anti-Alien Immigration Act or something like that. Remember, he pulled that shit out, man. So all of these bills that these devils have in the cut that are intended to target you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, okay, it's all going to start coming out to the forefront, man, okay? Because these devils, they know they have a short time and they got to act now. They don't have no time to keep letting you niggas chase the bag, man, okay? It's time to get serious now. They let you niggas do that for years on end, okay? It's over, all right? Now these devils, they moving forward with their New World Order scheme. Okay, let's jump down in this chapter and let's jump down to verse 9. Okay, it says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord God, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day." Meaning that when the Lord brings the judgment, okay, you know, the earth is going to be in fear, okay? Because this happening all around the world, man. The scriptures talk about when you shall see wars and uproars of the people, okay? Let me get that real quick. That's 2nd Esdras 9, all right? And we'll come back to this. Okay, because this is what we see, man. All right. We see wars and uproars of the people all around the world, man. Okay. All around the world. This is 2nd Esdras 9 and verse 2. We'll start at verse 2. No, let's just get straight to the point. Start at verse 3. It says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," okay, what's going on out in Los Angeles right now? That's an uproar of the people, and it's not just in Los Angeles. It's all over the world, man, in different countries. Okay, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he's getting ready to bring the smackdown to the planet Earth for the wickedness and the abominable lifestyles that people refuse to repent from. Verse 4, it says, "Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest." You see? So the end of this era is being made manifest in front of us, man. Okay? That's what we're seeing through the Spirit. We're seeing the end of this era. All right? Going back to my point where it says the end is come upon my people Israel. The scripture said in Amos 8 and 2. Okay? Meaning that the end of the era of our people being wicked and deviants, it's over. All right? The Lord is getting ready to answer it. Okay? Let me just read verse 2 just for edification's sake. 2nd Esdras 9 and 2. It says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." Okay? That's what's going on. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is visiting this world, and he's doing it with judgment. But at the same time, mercy is being extended to our people through the men of the Lord. But our people, they're slapping the hand away. So only the elect are going to receive mercy. So the Lord, he's appearing to the earth in the form of judgment, but he's also appearing in the form of salvation. Okay? when the so-called UFOs, the chariots, okay, they can be a sign of destruction to the wicked, but they could also be a sign of salvation to the elect, man. All right. Let's go back to Amos, because we're going to wrap it up right here. It says, verse 10, it says, and I will turn your feasts into mourning and all your songs into lamentation. Yeah, so that's it for all of this Hispanic bullshit. Okay. Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and all this shit, all these fucking holidays that you goddamn Hispanics have, you conjured up. Okay. The Lord is going to turn all of that into mourning and lamentation, man. All right. All of them songs, all of the, all of this trendy shit, you niggas is getting ready to stop it all, man. Okay. And you're going to sit down and just like the scriptures say, you're going to bow down to the slaughter. All right. It says, and I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins and baldness upon every head, and I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. That's what's coming, man. Okay. Esau is getting ready. He's moving forward. I'm not even going to say he's getting ready. No, he's moving forward with his New World Order regime. Okay. And it's only going to get bitter and bitter and bitter. Okay. It's only going to get worse. All right. For 2/3 of our people that refuse to repent. Okay. But the elect, okay, those that believe in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay, these are exciting times for us, man. Okay. These are exciting times for us because we know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is getting ready to deliver the elect and set up the kingdom of heaven. And we're going to be able to reign over our enemies, the same enemies that are putting our people through hell. Like the scriptures say, they trying to wear out the saints. We getting ready to get the victory over them. You see? So, it's not going to be bitter. It's not going to be that much bitter for the men of the Lord. Okay, yeah, we're going to go through some bitter scenarios, all right, because the scriptures talk about how we're even going to be tested, but our end result is going to be glory. Okay, the real bitter is going to be for 2/3 of our people that don't want to get right. They're going to be trampled down. They're going to be run down, man. Okay. No hope. All right. They don't have an army. Our people don't have an army. They're not organized. You know what I'm saying? And first and foremost, they don't have Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to defend them. So the devil is going to have full range to execute, slaughter program. Code name slaughter program. That's what the devil is coming with, man, for 2/3 of our people. So with that, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay.